On the next problem, it says, which of these points is on the graph of the following line? It should be just a following absolute value function. Which of them is on the graph? In order to decide which one's on the graph, we have two options. The first one is to graph it and see which of those points actually lies on the graph. The second option is to just plug in the value of x and the y. And I think most of you guys will prefer to do that. So let's go and just plug it in. Let's try letter A. Remember that it's important that you organize your work so you can always go back and check and see if you did something incorrect. We're going to plug in a -2 inside the x, and it should give me a 7 if that's correct. We have y is equal to -2. Instead of the x will be a -2 minus 1 plus 1. Important that you simplify first what's inside the absolute value function. So I'm going to simplify this. That gives me a -3. Absolute value is +3. I'm going to change the absolute value to parentheses because the -2 is still multiplying. That gives me a -6 plus 1 is -5. That's wrong. That should give me a 7. Let me try letter B. I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to plug in a 5 into the x, and it should give me a 7. So y is equal to -2, absolute value, instead of the x, I'm going to plug in a 5 minus 1 plus 1. I'm going to simplify what's inside first. That gives me 4. Absolute value of 4 is 4. I'm going to bring everything else down. Plus 1, plus 1. That gives me a -8 plus 1. That is -7. I need for it to be a 7. Let me try letter C. I'm going to go through the same process. I'm going to plug in a -4 inside the x, and it should give me a -9. Y is equal to -2 absolute value. Instead of the x, I'm going to plug in a -4 minus 1 plus 1. Y is equal to -2. I must simplify what's inside the absolute value first. That'll be -5, which becomes a +5. Absolute value of -5 is +5. Plus 1 multiplied by -2. That gives me a -10 plus 1 is -9. And that works perfect. So your answer is letter D. Remember to organize your work nicely so in case you make a mistake, you can always go back and check what you did incorrect.